Call the names. Wake the room. Wake the room. Wake the room! Fillmyeyes, Rex, Naomi, Afasiana, Babbler, Monarch Soul, Jojo, Grey Eyes, Fillmyeyes. Poets assemble. No masks, no manners. Say it plain, or say it broken. Monday night in the garden of enlightenment. Low light lit minds, every line got intent. Clock ticks crooked and the room turns vigilant. Quiet so loud you can hear what the tension meant. Then it slips after midnight, manners get murdered. Nice little masks get cracked by a word or a murmur. Twisted Tuesdays twist truth till it turns on its heel. Clean cut faces go strange when the dark gets real. You can feel that shift, that slick little slip when the grin stays sweet, but the eyes don't sit. Like the room grew ribs, like the walls grew ears, like the hush got hands and it's pulling you near. And the words don't rest, they press. Put a heel on the chest, leave a dent in the breath. Every line like a knock from the back of the brain. Like you came in one shape, you won't leave the same. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whispering the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, Wednesday breaks, parts in the park, sink down the spine, half halo, half hazard, both hands in the light. In the yard, a seduction walks soft through the smoke. Silk on the tongue with the blade in the joke. Books and bards wakes dust in the depth of the shelves. Old ghosts lean out and start naming themselves in a craft and sullen up the ache. Gets a voice, pain stands up street and makes silence a choice. Then break on through when the devil gives way, when the masses sink but the pulse says pray. Echoes in the dark, go hunt the fear. That thing with no name starts ringing in your ear. Say it, say it. Fill my eyes with poetry, don't water it down. Let it bite, let it bloom, let it burn through the crowd. Bad company grins like a bruised dress smart, and rhythm and rhyme puts a boot through the heart. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, some come shattered, some come slick. Some speak honey with a blade in it. Some sound velvet, some sound wire. Some walk in low and take the room higher. Some come holy, some come liars. That's the thing! This ain't filler for the dead space, no. This is a pulse with a pen, this is blood with a nickel. This is breath to the backbone, ink with the crown. Live marks, live nerve, truth laid bare in the round. This is the beautiful mess, the bruise and the bloom. The line that cuts clean and makes a little room. Late souls, wide eyes, all nerve in the dark. A room full of hearts beating hard through the dark. Wake the room, wake the room. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Late night poets, when the clock slips past polite, we tell the truth. L&P, we love you. Stay frosty.
Well, hello everyone. Stay frosty. Hi Rex.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
All right, except everything on the pages is turned into something else.
Oh Lord, are you on? You must be on the new version.
I guess.
Everything is backwards on the new version.
Oh, hell yes.
The topic boards are upside down. My first poem will be your last poem. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, now I got to find everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that what I post in the room will come up the same way. I think what everybody else posts in the room to say hello and hi's and how are you, that should appear kind of the same. But the topic boards are definitely ass backwards. You know, I have to be honest. First time I saw that, I almost had a heart attack. And I asked our fearless leader if that could be reversed, and he seems to think that this is better. So the answer was no. And I asked him if we could have a toggle switch so we could flip it, and he says no. More buttons, more confusion. I'm like, I can't be any more confused than I am right now. So, you know, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a learning experience for all of us. That's okay because I can't access the chats the way I used to. I have to stay in Late Night Poets. I cannot bounce from one thing to another thing. I have to hit enter for everything that I post. It's just, yeah. So right now, yeah, it's like having on wool woolies, itchy. Makes me itchy. Like I need another excuse to be itchy. Ah, speaking of itchy, I'm going crazy. But that's the benefits of having poison ivy. Yes. So anyway, how was your week? You feel okay? You doing okay? Everybody was
Much
missing.
better. Yeah. It's been, well, yesterday and today have gotten me back on track, so to speak.
Right, right.
It's been
Yeah,
nice.
I hear you. I hear you. That's good. I'm glad you're back on track, damn it. Because you were derailed for about a week. I have none of that.
Well, let's see
That's
how
all.
the evening progresses and see back on track I am.
Yeah, right, right. Well, now you can see now you're not on track at all. Because now you have to learn the whole system all over again.
Yeah.
Um, how was the wedding?
Good.
Good.
Nice place. They turned an old junkyard into a wedding venue and a party venue.
That's pretty cool.
Looks really great.
Somebody had a great
Waterfalls,
idea.
a lake, a clubhouse with set on some huge granite boulders that are built into the clubhouse itself. It was different.
Sounds very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. Ah, yes, yes, yes. So let's see. How's your weather today? I know it's nicer.
71.
Oh, that's so nice. 71 sounds divine. We hit a high of
Hey,
83.
considering the 98s,
Oh,
71's been a blessing.
you earned that 71, I'll tell you. We hit 83 today, and right now I'm sitting at 74. So that's pretty good. We're supposed to get down to 58 tonight. Go figure, Just go figure. But, yeah,
58's nice evening weather.
right? Yeah, you're not kidding. I like it. I like it. I think we're changing our little logo. There we go. There we go. Now we are who we belong. Or now we are who we are. But yeah, so yeah, it's been a real nice day around here. We haven't had a ton of humidity or anything, which you get so tired of. Let's see what else this says. Let's see. Well, Aaron says it's 57 and intermittent rain patches here in Melbourne. So that's chilly. That's chilly. I think I could live with 57 someday. Yeah. And Yumpy, how's your weather? Wait, no. Oh, there, we already got it up. One step ahead of me. Low 50s here last night. Ooh, had to close the windows. Yeah. Yeah, that heat come on and then you double duty, right? Um, what was I going to say? Did you have high temps today, Yumpy, or were you in the 80s like me? We're usually kind of close in weather. Yeah, but definitely a little bit of the difference. That's all right. It's good to be different sometimes. I know I've been different most of my life. 76 is nice. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So, okay. So we have a nice board for tonight, even though yours is upside down. I'm telling you. Kevin just wants to see, how many of us are still in tune. Ah, but, all right. I guess I'll survive once I get over there. The volume is very low. Is it just me? Probably just me. Because I have my microphone all the way over there. Hello? 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 Is it better?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's okay. Nobody wants to listen to my crazy stuff anyway. Ah! Just saying. Okay. Good thing Yumpy said something. I'd be sitting here with that mic all the way over there all night long. Never even noticed. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible to be crazy. Oh no, it's boom boom. Ain't it great to be crazy? Yeah. Yes. So I don't know. What else is there to think about? I don't know. Not a whole lot. Tomorrow we have Gray Eyes and Bad Company. Sunday we have Rex and Rhythm and Rhyme. Monday we have Garden of Enlightenment, followed by After Midnight. All the same stuff. Hello, Jojo. So yeah, just a normal wheel of the week. So I don't know. Oh well, I guess there's too much excitement for me. I think I'm gonna have to start the show.
Oh, I thought you were heading off to bed with that.
No, that was just that wasn't even a yawn. No yawns, not yet. Soon, maybe. But I did take a nice long nap. I put my head down and I woke up and I'm like, what time is it? And I went, oh my God, did I miss the show? After I did that on one night, I definitely got a little nervous. But it was only 5 minutes to 9. So I was on the ball with that. So yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll start. We shall begin.
All righty then.
Okay. Well, Rex, I'm going to come to you first.
Of course you are.
You already knew that. This is called The Lost Boy by Yumpy. So let me put that up. And whenever you are ready.
God, I have to refresh too. Damn.
And then you have to reverse everything. No, I'm only kidding.
Oh boy.
Uh,
The Lost Glow by Yumpy. In Kaneko Morai, where magic mushrooms grow, lanterns hang gently with a warm golden glow, lives Bao, the red panda, bright-eyed and small, a friend to the forest, beloved by all. One morning he noticed, with worried dismay, that Lumi the glowcap grew dimmer each day. Her shimmer was fading, her hum growing weak, a mystery the friend of the forest must seek. Spindle, the tall one, all wobbly and wise, peered through the ferns with half-dreaming eyes. The heart of the forest, deeply hidden away, will brighten her glow and bring light to her day. Puffin, around mushroom, sneezed spores, achoo! They swirled into patterns, revealing a clue. Follow the trail where the ancient roots wind. Answers are carved in the stones you will find. Maury stood steady, like earth firm and strong. I'll guard us from danger and guide us along. No shadow or storm shall turn us around. Like roots of the forest, our path will be sound. Petalcap twirled with a laugh and a rhyme. I'll riddle and rhyme us through troubled times. For words hold the keys when the puzzles appear, and laughter will carry us farther than fear. So Bow with his satchel, his compass, his map, led the small band down the lantern-lit gap. Through the twisting pathways and streams that gleam, they followed the whispers of riddle and dream. They came to a stone with strange runes on its face, half hidden in ivy in a dark, shadowy place. Spindle leaned close, and trembling he read, "To open the gate, speak where one light once had bled." Petalcat giggled, Petalcap giggled and clapped with delight. "I know it! The sunrise! The end of the night!" At once the stone shimmered, the gateway unsealed. Suddenly the path to the forest revealed. A sneeze from Puffin blew spores all around, and magically a staircase appeared from the ground. It wound down to caverns where crystals did glow, yet dimmed as if sleeping, their laughter sunk low. In silence they traveled where roots intertwined, till Morai said firmly, "No turning, we'll find the heart that still beats in the depths of this land. Together we'll reach it, we'll join hand in hand." At last they arrived in hollow of trees, where echoes were carried on murmuring breeze. The heart of the forest, a crystal once bright, now shimmered in shadow, bereft of its light. Bow stepped up gently, his paws on the stone, and whispered, "You're never forgotten or alone. Your glow is in the laughter, the bond that we share, the kindness of friends and the love we hold dear." The crystal brightened, a luminous gleam. The cavern burst forth in a radiant dream. Lumi shone brighter than ever before, her glow now a beacon to light every door. The mushrooms all cheered, dancing with grace. Puffin sneezed twice, spores clouding his face. Petalcap sang out in riddle and rhyme. Spindle told stories of forest and time. They carried the glow all through the night, and Kanoko More shone with golden lights. For Bow and friends, with courage and cheer, kept the heart of the forest forever dear. And so, in Kanoko Mori, where lanterns still glow, Bow's tale, Bow's tale lives on for all the forest to know.
oh,
And
this
well,
is great read, Rex. Great read. What a neat piece. I love this tale. The mushrooms. You know, you sneeze from puff and blue spores all around. Magically, a staircase appeared from the ground. It wound down to caverns where crystals did glow, yet dimmed as if sleeping. Their laughter sunk low. Ah, yeah, I love this. I love the rhyme. I love the meter. I think it's a great story. I enjoy the different kinds of mushrooms and the ah the yeah, I'm okay. The adventure of the poem itself. Um, it's light. It's not heavy. It's a longer piece, but it didn't seem like a long piece. Then again, I didn't read it, so I'm just saying, Rex. I give you kudos. But it flowed nicely and it read quickly in my mind. As I was reading along, it didn't you didn't get bogged down or hung up on things. Yeah, it's just a great imagery. It's fun. Um, the mushrooms all cheered, dancing with grace. Puffin sneezed twice, spores clouding his face. Petal kept sang out in riddle and rhyme. Spindle told stories of forests and time. Yeah, it's just a great piece all the way through. I really enjoyed it very much. So wonderful job, Yumpy. I don't know. I could sit here and just read the whole thing and say I liked it all because I did kind of like it all. But excellent job and great storytelling. So thanks for sharing.
Nice. Thank you, Gene.
Mhm.
I like the story. It's got a nice little moral to it, and this would make a great um, 10-minute cartoon for kiddies.
Yeah, there you go.
It works on that note of because you've got the different characters. They all have their own. You got a puff and a round mushroom. You got the spindle, the tall one, and you've got the wobbly and wise, and you've got that note of and petal cap, and you got and of course the panda itself. So there is that nice note of interconnection between all things earthly, plus that interconnection with that which is different from you itself, being the panda, being the main focus, while still trudging through the forest trying to help out his buddy, who's got not much of a glow. So it's a great moral in that. The kids would love this kind of thing, especially considering the picture up there is perfect for that idea of all right, here's your cast of characters, bring them to life.
Honest to goodness. Yeah, I love that character. I love the characters in the whole piece. Just excellent. Absolutely. Okay. Woohoo. Well, that was a nice start. And let me grab this one and this one, and this one. Okay. This is called Stories of Jack Lilac 4 by Jack Blue. In the absurd nocturnal tale, like some greenery of ghosts, a gracious grayish puppy plants lapis lazuli's remembrance, magically without a wand, on his empty snowy sphere. Away or there, Her Majesty, the kitten meditates and sees how the blissful bluish pebbles of the starry purple pixies make a grassy road of grace through the eerie white delusion. The dark gigantic imagery, where the hellish hollow chaos shakes or shudders fast or slow, when the purple pebbles bloom, through the olden earth reborn to be a simple sea of bliss. The moon's majestic theater turns the corridor bright blue, with endless timeless fantasies twinkling to the lilac stage, where the cat, Her Majesty, blesses every playful puppy. End the poem.
Great read, Gene. Thank you very much. Ooh, he's back to his colorful angle again.
Yeah, yeah,
I do
absolutely.
like that opening note, the absurd nocturnal lake and like some greenery of ghosts. A a gracious grayish puppy plants lapis lazuli's remembrance, magically without a wand on his empty snowy sphere. A little
Yeah,
light in the wintry bliss, but this kind of points because he does hit on the idea of what was it? Olden earth reborn to be the simple sea of bliss. And this kind of walks on a note of seeing things a little differently through a new age, the possibilities, and the fact that things can be reborn if they're taken care of in the moment. So that note of the puppy plants, the bluish pebbles, and again he drops into the purple, the lilac twinkling lilac stage, where the cat, Her Majesty, blesses every playful puppy. Nice touch there. Even kittens and puppies can get along at times before they tear each other apart.
right.
So that idea of again that note to interconnection. So I like that. What about you since you read it?
Well, I liked it. I thought it was a good job by Luke. A nice story told, good imagery and good use of color. There's a nice touch of alliteration at the beginning because I thought if this thing keeps going on like this, I'm in big trouble. you know, when we had the where is it like some greenery of ghosts, the gracious grayish puppy plants, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble now. That was right in the beginning. So I thought there was that nice touch of alliteration. Um, Good imagery, and as always, a nice use of color throughout. So yeah, so great job, Luke, and thanks for sharing with us tonight. Uh, well done. And almost done. Okay, almost. Okay. Now, for our next magic trick. Hey,
Pull
we
a
have
rabbit
water.
out of my hat. Oh, wrong
Great.
hat.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Bullwinkle. I'm with you there. Okay, this next piece has an audio. That's pretty good. If we could do
You're
you,
going to
me.
sing, huh?
Well, yeah. Me. Oh, God. You. Okay, this is called Stories Untold by Lockdown Larks. So, here we go.
Once upon a time, if there ever was, insides live in an expanding universe. For a while, dancing with the just because, time allowing not any perception reverse. Searching through an inside's dreams. In this twilight, secrets may unfold. What could be beyond moonbeams? Searching for stories of the untold. So beyond, will it be a quantum red hue? Beings of crimson photon emission, a spectral power that comes into view, still seen through a prism of cognition. Searching through an inside's dreams. In this twilight, secrets may unfold. What could be beyond moonbeams? Searching for stories of the untold. Perhaps it is to another dimension, where ruby is the dominant light. Traveling in a light speed ascension to a place with heavenly foresight. Searching through an inside's dreams. In this twilight, secrets may unfold. What could be beyond moonbeams? Searching for stories of the untold. Have the physics still to be found? How life rides particles of cosmic energy. Until then, keeping feet on the ground. Love living and trust in dream synergy. And so to living, let secrets unfold. As hearts find somewhere sublime. Maybe somewhere in the stories untold. If there ever was, once upon a time.
Nicely done, Larks. Thank you for the SoundCloud. Very much appreciated. All right, Jeannie.
Yeah, I like this piece. I think that Larks did a nice job with it. It's a great choice of music and voice. Nice lines throughout and thoughts throughout as well. Very well done. I haven't picked a section yet, though. I guess I could start at the beginning. Once upon a time, if there ever was, insides live in an expanding universe. For a while, dancing with the just because, time allowing not any perception reverse. searching through an inside's dreams. In this twilight, secrets may unfold. What could be beyond moonbeams, searching for stories of the untold? I don't know. It was a nice piece. It was easy to listen to, um, and the words just rolled along beautifully in the music. So nice job, Lockdown Larks, and thanks for sharing with us. Much enjoyed.
Nice. Thank you, Gene.
Hmm.
Well, that opening stanza kind of hits with the thought of the birth of the universe itself, and then the expanding coming up, and then the thought with the searching through an inside's dreams and its twilight secrets may unfold. What could be on moonbeams, searching for the stories of the untold. Uh, the fact that life evolved into us thinking the possibilities of what is, where everything came from, and that moving notion where everything comes within the action of the mind itself, whether it be dreaming or whether a conscious thought puts you into a space where everything unfolds in a moment, and all of a sudden you come up with something that fits the idea, and you work around that idea until you get the math right, you get your thoughts set, and you still got, even with that, you've still got secrets that'll unfold because we don't know everything, can't know everything because what's hits on the back end. Have the physics still to be found? How life writes particles of cosmic energy until then, keeping feet on the ground, love living, and trust in dream synergy. So we walk through a number of ideas, including the idea of dreaming, the possibilities, whether that be daydreaming or literally night dreaming, and so to living, let secrets unfold, as hearts find somewhere sublime, maybe somewhere in the stories untold, if there ever was once upon a time. It kind of hits with the idea of don't forget where we came from in the moment, because there was once upon a time, some time ago, before we knew what we knew now know.
Hmm. Nice comment, Rex. Nice comment. Okay. Well, I'm coming to you now. This is called Fate Alive by Collision. So, whenever you are ready.
Oh, bloody hell.
Did you lose your room?
Yeah.
I get it. I
Come on.
totally get it.
All right, why aren't you coming up?
Uh-oh.
Okay, page not that. Come on.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Here
I
we
got a
go.
404.
Yeah, I love that. It's like, wasn't lost a second ago, you know?
Oh, come on. Yo. Come on.
I'm telling you.
Bloody hell.
I am not looking forward to this ongoing switch, I can tell you that. It's frustrating.
Thank you. I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. Fate Alive by Collision. All in all, we're all in. This starting line to our end, with eyes on the horizon, dead reckoning, course set, fatal. I've come to see. I hold the helm where the gales hold sway, on tailwinds to my vacant sea. Stirred am I as stirs the wave, fate, all I view and say. Tempest bound, bearing down, on drunken sky I'm reined in. Were life alive, vicarious lived, there'd be no eye to wade therein. Fatal, I've canted leave. And we came to know that it comes to this, for in no time it's time now. I'm deeper than I've ever been, fade all I've cared to be. Sunbeams search, sinking, enlightened to me. Now liminal line, no, not what enlightened meant. This vacancy, soundless mind, fate, alive as I've ever been. And poem.
Wow. Well, this is a nice piece by Collision. And I'll take it right from the beginning. All in all, we are all in this starting line to our end, with eyes on the horizon, dead reckoning course set, fatal. I've come to see. I hold the helm where the glades hold sway, on tailwinds to my vacant sea. Stirred am I as stirs the wave, fate, all I view and say. Um, it, I like the way that he took each stanza, and um, addressed something a little different. The fate I've come to see, the fate I view and say, fate I've candidly, fade all I've cared to be. I don't know if that was a typo or if that was an intentional there in that next to the last one. And then fade alive as I've ever been. But it was nicely done, and I thought it was very clever, wonderful thoughts throughout. Um, he's got an author's note down here. What's it say? This poem reflects on determinism. If our thoughts arise from an endless chain of causes, then the self may be less a captain than another wave upon the sea. What begins as the loss of agency becomes an invitation to see ourselves as participants in, rather than authors of existence. Clever. Clever, clever, clever. Um, yeah, so nice piece. Well done, Collision. I like this one.
Nice. Well, that note you said talked on fade, that's
Yes.
deliberate. I'm looking at it because he hits on I'm deeper than I've ever been, fade all I've ever cared to be. It kind of hits that note of because she does hit on of being all in.
Uh-huh.
That note of fade all I've cared to be was maybe the idea of not being fully inclusive into things, sitting on the outside, so to speak.
Right.
So that it
That makes sense.
actually hits on the back end, fate, alive as I've ever been. Kind of hits on that idea of once you realize that you need to be a part of what is, then you can actually hold yourself to the tune that you're finally alive because you recognize all that is going on around you instead of just the minimal pieces that you pay attention to.
Hmm. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. So thank you very much, Collision, for sharing with us. Let me see now. What do I have next? Well, the next I have. Hello, Katana.
You're gonna sing again?
No, I have. Well, no, I'm going to read this piece. Silly. This this next piece is called Album by Mike Horsfall. I sit where plaster remembers rain, old man ribs counting drafts. This house decays in slow syllables. Wood softens, nails unlearn holding. I hold the album, battered, worn, leather scabbed, corners gone pale. In my lap, the weight of names, the weight of past. Pages breathe dust, then refuse. Faces faded into weather. Great grandparents' eyes like distant wells. Grandparents, hands poised, not touching. Parents, a blur of duty. My wife, half light, still arriving. Children, bright once, laughing, now smudged. I tilt each photograph toward flame. The candle leans, thinning, listening. Light crawls over cheekbones, retreats. Wicker stutters, wants to be done. The album slips, unheld, falling. It lands like a closed mouth. The room swallows its last color. Then the candle extinguishes gently. End poem.
Nice read there, Gene. Thank you very much. This
Thank
does walk on that note of memories and what they hold, but it also hits on because right in the middle of that third stanza, you get that angle of parents, a blur of duty.
Right.
My wife, half-light, still arriving. Children, bright once laughing, now smudged. I tilt each photograph toward flame. Candle leans, thinning, listening. Light crawls over cheekbones, retreats. Wick stutters, wants to be done. Uh, there's a quiet note to eyesight not being what it once was, or losing in that note, because you get that the idea of the room swallows its last color, then the candle extinguishes gently. So you get that idea of the fading of what once you held dear, because everybody takes their eyesight for granted because you always have it. But once it starts going, then you notice almost everything in the moment because it might be the last thing you come across, and you want to keep that noted memory still in your mind for when the inevitable might come. Unfortunately,
Mm.
now what do you think?
I really liked the piece. I thought it was well expressed. He says here in his little words here, it says old age, memories, and family. And in time, we all know when we look back at old family photos, how things change, how everything evolves over time. So that was a very relatable stanza when he was speaking of the images, about great grandmother and grandfather, and grandmother and grandfather, and parents and wife. And, things do. It all just changes through time. And everything changes with time, is basically what I got from the poem. We do, the photographs do, time does. Um, when you get to that last stanza, it's to me, it's very, very solemn. The album slips unheld, falling. It lands like a closed mouth. The room swallows its last color. Then the candle extinguishes gently. There's a almost like a touch of finality there in that end. It's like it's kind of like fade to black, you know, and so that I thought was very you know a strong finish. You know, you can just
Somber.
yes, very somber, very very very. But I think it was a great job by Mike as always. So thank you for sharing with us. Much appreciated, Mike. Yeah, great job. And yes, I'm almost ready.
So
Oh,
you say.
I know, I know.
Come on, we
Oh,
got a dog pile on the rabbit.
oh God, don't do that, Christ. I won't be typing any comments. I'll just be skipping them all tonight. Oh, yes, almost. See, I had more than just my last line to finish there.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
No copy paste.
No, no, I don't have a copy paste. That's what the
Huh?
problem is. That's what the problem is. I don't do copy paste. I type it out every damn time. I almost said bad word. Anyway, this next piece I'm going to put up, I do have an audio for. And this is called Anyone for Tennis by The Repercussionist. So let me get that link in the room and hit the button.
I do enjoy verbal tennis. Wordplay may be a game. Outwit, outsmart the opponent is the only aim. Lobbing phrases across the net, volley and rally back and forth. No one's a loser, and yet those precious few who think on their feet will always win. Have you beat? Shakespeare is the all-time champ, merely a player with poem and sonnet. Through thick and thin he'd go for a spin and put some English on it. It's fun for all with no balls or calls, and if your serve is up to scratch, unless words fail, at the thought you quail, it's word game, set, and match. Anyone for tennis?
Nicely done there, Repercussionist. Thank you for the SoundCloud. Very much appreciated. I like that. That was fun.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, yeah, I thought this was a clever piece. Great wordplay, um, and nicely written. And I did pick it up here from the top, I think. Yes, it was from the top. I do enjoy verbal tennis. Wordplay may be a gift. Outwit, outsmart the opponent is the only aim. Lobbing phrases across the net, volley and rally back and forth. No one's a loser, and yet those precious few who think on their feet will always win. Have you beat? Um, it was just, it was clever all the way through like that. But nicely done and a great share. So thank you very much, Repercussionist.
Nice. I like the angle he took on this, the game of tennis, and having the the game playing in the background as part of the equation too. Plus, using the thoughts. So you got the volley, you got the rally over the net, then you got the idea of no balls and calls, which is a nice touch. And if your serve is up to scratch, again, unless words fail, at the thought you quail. It's word game, set, and match. So he's rolling on the thought of tennis all over this to play out his little bit of fun. I like that.
Right. Absolutely.
And even that note of putting some English on it.
Right.
Yeah, take that spin a different way.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I hear you. Okay, Rex, this next piece I have for you is called The Wind and Window Flower Frost by Way Down Upon Joy. What the hell did I just do? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Here I go again with wrong buttons. Ouch. Did you get lost again, Rex?
I'm just waiting for the damn thing to catch up.
Oh. Oh, God.
All right.
Good.
The wind and the window flower. Why way down upon joy. He's now a breeze that bears no breath to her behind these panes. So now it's like her dance with death each time he entertains. The bird that sings above her head, him too she cannot see. And so she's left to dream instead the life that used to be. She well remembers way back when she'd rise to morning dew, or feel the touch time and again of raindrops passing through. The wind, of course, her way to dance whenever he'd come around. Sometimes she'd catch her passing glance, sometimes his sighs profound. There were the days his warm embrace would help her stand up tall, until they moved her to that place that stunted life for all. She wondered if she'd ever know the love of nature's hand, now that she missed what used to flow before this no man's land. She's just a lonely daffodil who knows, like encaged bird, that life beyond the window sill is life that's seen, not heard. He's now a breeze that bears no breath to her behind these panes, so now it's like her dance with death each time he entertained. And poem. There
Nice.
you go, Gengini.
Nice read. What a great piece by Joy. Um, I really enjoyed this all the way through. Um, I love the way that she worded this out. And, I grabbed up these last two stanzas. There were the days his warm embrace would help her stand up tall, until they moved her to that place that stunted life for all. She wondered if she'd ever know the love of nature's hand, now that she missed what used to flow before the snowman's land. She's just a lonely daffodil who knows, like encaged bird, that life beyond the windowsill is life that's seen, not heard. He's now a breeze that bears no breath to her behind these panes. So now it's like her dance with death each time he entertains. You know, what a great piece. I mean, I, you could. She makes this daffodil so human. There's a great personification there, and the desire to be outside in the landscape, in the wind, in the sun, and just to feel that on her every day. And here she is on a windowsill inside of a house, having to watch what's going on outside and never really feel it again. So I think that this was a fabulous, fabulous job. Um, Wonderful, wonderful job. Yeah, she's got a couple of golds on this piece and very well deserved. And yeah, beautiful job, Joy. And thanks for sharing with us tonight.
Nice. I think you encapsulated that quite nicely. And you did hit on everything that I would have taken up. So cheers, Jean.
Hey, well, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Every once in a while I hit it. But yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, I like this on that note because it does paint that idea of the daffodil that once used to live freely is now, had been dug up in winter and placed in the house to now just enjoy that life that once was lived freely. Now beyond that pain of where once lived, but now has to hold their own color and tune just to the light going through, with nothing else to whisper love upon her cheeks, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Nicely
that
done there, Joy. Nice.
was really something. Okay, give me 1 second. You should be counting these keystrokes. You would know exactly where I'm at. Ah, just kidding. Anyway, that was just excellent. Okay, so that brings me to you. Hey, I got that backwards.
Of course you did.
I was supposed to read that one. Just dawned on me. Oh, well.
Yeah, that really is getting it backwards, isn't it?
It is. Well, this next piece is called Hunger's Mistress by Katana Okwik. So whenever you are ready, Rex.
Okay. There we go. Hunger's Mistress by Katana Okwik. Morning thrusts through the third threshold. It has no mouth, yet it teaches mine to remain open. I gather fragments of forbidden tang, blackberries, fibers laced through my ribs, and preaching the gospel of longing. Swallowing what refuses a name, it has no taste, it has no scent, it has no weight. Thus, I am the hunger following the foundation of the oldest house, as if its edge could feed me, and the hunger forgets my name. It was never meant to be fed. And poem.
Wow.
There you go.
I don't know. I have to reread it. So you have to give me a minute or two.
Well, again, you hit that note of the foundation of the oldest house is something that maybe taught from youth. Thus I am the hunger following the foundation of the oldest house, as if its edge could feed me. Could that oldest house maybe be the church, and maybe not being fed, so to speak, spiritually?
Yeah,
And the hunger forgets my name. It was never meant to be fed. Okay. Then maybe a note to being lost within that realm.
Yeah.
That note, morning thrust through the third threshold. It has no mouth yet. It teaches mind to remain open. Uh, a loss for words, maybe. I gather fragments of forbidden tang, blackberry fibers laced through my ribs, and preaching the gospel of longing. I guess you could take this on a number of levels. That gospel of longing, the foundation of the oldest house. It could be the idea of maybe not fitting into the church, or the church
Yeah.
leaving one behind, or the fact that being taught one way and you have questions, yet the questions aren't being answered to your satisfaction. So that might be that note of hunger, wanting to know more, yet not being satisfied with the answers that come forth. And so that note of hunger's mistress is always that idea of trying to feed myself that which I wish to know, yet finding myself at a loss because the answers aren't readily available or not coming forth.
Right. Uh, well, we all know how good I am at this, right? But it seems like
Well, you
it's.
just did good on the last one, so.
I know, so now I'm off the hook for this one. Um, Come on, now you want two in a row? For
Yes.
me? Wow, you're asking a lot from me. Um, I think, it says hunger's mistress. And I'm kind of thinking that it's more a hunger for, I want to say a hunger for love. It's morning thrust through the third threshold. It has no mouth, yet it teaches mind to remain open. That I'm not sure, but I gather fragments of forbidden tang, blackberry fibers laced through my ribs, and preaching the gospel of longing. There's that longing, that desire, that want.
Yeah.
Is I guess where I picked that up. And then swallowing what refuses a name. It has no taste. It has no scent. It has no weight. It just strikes me as someone who has a longing to be loved, to love, and that it just, I don't know. I can't put my thumb on it. You know what I'm saying? But then it says, "Thus I am the hunger, following the forbidden of the foundation of the oldest house." I'm what love is one of the oldest, you know, forms there is. I mean, it could be religion, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's speaking of the church. I could be way wrong, but
Hey, it was for me. It was just a thought, but
right.
it
No,
still boils down on that level of not getting what one is
looking for.
looking for.
Yeah, yeah. And for some reason, I'm associating this with like just the forbidden love. Like love's just not really in the cards. It's just not happening. But I could be really way off. But the foundation of the oldest house, as if its edge could feed me. Yeah, I don't know. And the hunger forgets my name. It was never meant to be fed. It's like after so many failed relationships, or so many failed romances, so many failed whatevers, you start to feel like it was just never meant to be fed in the first place. I don't know. I don't know. I'm way off. I'm probably am way off. Wait, let me look. Because Katana is in the group here. Come on, feed us. Feed us some information, Katana. Help us. Click on that little private chat box and tell us all about this. Because inquiring minds want to know. Because I feel really stupid when I take these jumps. I do. I don't like guessing. But it was very well written. I have to give it that. It just kind of leaves me wondering what the actual thought was with it. You know what I mean? Like what the intent was of the piece. That's a better way to say it. Did Katana answer me?
Nope.
Yep, he's over there being creative. Oh, Katana. Hi. Tell us the intent on this piece. Give us a direction. I'm feeling very silly because I
You're
can't.
feeling curious?
I said I'm feeling kind of silly. Is actually what I said. I am curious, but
Well,
there
actually,
was.
you're probably closer than I am, so.
I don't know. I don't know about that. It just it's just. Well, let me see what it says. Prompt: love, abstract, emo, and contemporary. And I guess the word abstract that
There
I
you
was
go.
going to use is an okay one.
You got it right, Gene.
Oh, well, there you go. Woo! That's 2, Rex. Write that down on your calendar. Thank you, Katana. I appreciate it.
Looks like
Yeah.
the rabbit's on the dog pile.
Maybe, I don't know. I just got lucky. There was just something about it that kind of was leading me that way because of the longing and then hunger and I don't know. It just kind of led me down that path. That's a strange path I might walk, you know, in my thoughts. Not to say you're strange, Katana. Don't misunderstand that. It just, you know, you take it and you kind of twist it a little bit to be different enough that people think twice about it. I have a couple pieces like that. So I think that's where I came from with that. But yes. But thank you for sharing with us tonight. Um, nice piece. Sometimes I get nervous when I go out on the ledge like that because, you know, I'm a little off some days. Okay, so for the next piece for Mr. Rex. Oh no, I have a recording. Good.
All right, Gene's going to sing.
Yes, and then Rex is going to read. Okay, this piece, I'm not really going to sing though. I'm going to speak this nicely. This is called Winter's Cataract by Cedar Chapman. What a title. Okay. And, oh, look, I put it in the wrong place. And the guys knew that. Okay, so there we go. And Rex, I have to step away for a second, so I will be right back ASAP. Here goes.
Winter's Cataract by Cedar Chapman. In the blur between mauve and blue skies, winter dusted my backyard with her cataract. Twigs, once pliable and green, dangle above the gray soil, clutching the last mementos of tomatoes and green beans. Butternut squash used to bask beside them, exposing its round potbelly to the sun. A lone starling lies stiff in the corner by the shed. Its beady eyes are 2 drops of midnight, following me with the haunted gaze of the Mona Lisa. Its frozen wings sprawled like a crucifix. This starling was happy once, pecking at my vegetables with sunshine on its face. The black-eyed Susans, the swinging swallows, the sweet fig tree. They simply lived, eating, mating, bearing fruit. Not one of them ever knowing of the first autumn frost.
Great read there, Cedar. Thank you for the SoundCloud. Very much appreciated. This was, I like that note of Winter's Cataract, because that does offer up something different with the use of cataract as the idea of that blanketing of snow kind of turning the vision into something else. And the fact that you've got what was it? That note of twigs once pliable and green dangle above the gray soil, clutching the last mementos of tomatoes and green beans. And the thought of butternut squash and the round pot belly to the sun. Nice touch there. And that's that single dual line right there. A lone starling lies stiff in the corner by the shed. Ooh. And then that draw of its beady eyes are true drops at midnight, following me with the haunted gaze of the Mona Lisa, its frozen wings sprawled like a crucifix. Now, that's a grand note to of reality in the moment. That thought of the haunted gaze of the Mona Lisa kind of follow you in the moment, yet the bird is frozen in place. Oof. And then the back end, not one of them ever knowing of the first autumn frost. The idea of how even even with life burgeoning through spring into fall, and there's such a grand note to the idea of everything birthing, everything has to die too. And in that vein, sometimes the littlest of them, like this the sparrow in the moment, gets frozen in place, a reminder of greener times, happier times, warmer times, and yet still understanding that there is death that follows life, and you don't have one without the other. Just like you don't have light without dark, or snow without sun. So you get this burgeoning note of life unfolding in all its glory, and then going to sleep because of that cataract. Nicely done there, Cedar. All right, Genie. You didn't come back in time, did you? She's mutated. Yes, Yumpy, she's mutated.
I just got back.
Oh, that's all right.
I said I'd be back, and I mute
Oh, I
myself.
know. We're just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, I always mute myself when I step away. So I'm never unmuted, smart Alex, until I come back. And now I must admit that I did not hear Yasider's piece because I was not sitting here. So, sadly, I will have to comment on that one afterwards. I apologize, Cedar. Okay.
You'll like it. It's a nice piece.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I usually do like Cedar's work. Although I'm never sure where he's coming from because he has quite a range of what he writes on. So I look forward to it. And I can listen to it then too because it's on my desktop. I love it. Okay. This next piece is called, I think I'm going to pronounce it Poff. Poff by Vizager. And let me put this in the room. And
Make sure
Rex
it goes in the right one.
Now, wait a minute. I've been pretty good, haven't I? Smarty pants. So, yeah, whenever you're ready.
Here we go. Poff by Vizago. I died before I knew I was dying. A stop, a fall, then poff. Everything. No God, no fear, just the all finally having room to breathe me out. I wasn't a body, not a man, not a name. I was a thought without shape, looking down at my vessel lying in the hospital lights as sirens faded and panic belonged only to the living. Doctors shouting, my wife screaming, but I was calm, the purest calm, silence packed in light. Then came the first call. Shock! A hook of electricity trying to drag me back into flesh. Puff! and I was all again. Shock! Another pull, my heart begging, my body clawing at me from the other side. But when I thought of her, not in words, but as a direction in the darkness, the world answered. Shock! And I fell into the body like a bird loose in the sky and landing hard in a cage. I woke up, sweating, hurting, alive, but the question still burns. Who was it that came back?
Ooh,
And
wow.
boom.
Well, that was an interesting ending. Yeah, crazy. Let me see what this
Well,
is.
that kind of walks on that note of once you pass that veil, going into the other life, so to speak, after a certain period of time, that you come back slightly different because you've seen things
Yeah,
uh, on the other side. And
very
with that question, that note in the back end, who was it that came back? Kind
right,
of hits on that idea. Uh, am I a better version now than I was before? Or am I more careful? So you
right.
got a lot of questions that kind of walk out of that.
Let me see what
Because
this says.
you hit on that because with each shock something else happens.
Right.
My heart begging, my body clawing at me from the other side. The idea of not wanting to go, but yet because your heart's been reintegrated again in that moment, you kind of get sucked back in.
Hmm. I have to read this author's note. This actually happened. I was dead for over 8 minutes outside my body, watching it all from above. No fear, no God, just calm and everything. The shocks dragged me back. The scars from that night are not physical. They are who I became. Wow. How about that? That's yeah. And it says death, near death experience, rebirth, survival, trauma, and awakening. What a well, it's a great example of that. Yeah, because I was paying attention. Shock, a hook of electricity trying to drag me back into flesh. Puff, and I was all again. And then shock, another pull, my heart begging my body, clawing at me from the other side. But when I thought of her, not in words, but as a direction, in the darkness, the world answered. Shock, and I fell into the body like a bird losing the sky and landing in a cage. Yeah, I imagine that is it's a great explanation there. Not an explanation, but a great visual there. You know, like a bird losing the sky and landing hard in a cage. Going from the freedom of that peaceful calm into having to be locked into a body and having to kind of deal with life again. You know, I mean, there's things in life that we do love and we don't want to lose, but God, can you imagine an ultimate calm like that? A wonderful feeling of just, I don't know, the ultimate freedom, I guess, would really be the wording for that. But yeah, who was it that came back? Yeah, yeah, that could go many directions, but I'm with you. It does change a person, I'm sure. I mean, you have a whole different outlook on life there. So excellent piece, Fazago, and thank you for sharing with us. Very, very well done. Yes. And you already commented.
Yes, sure I did.
Yes, you did. Okay. And you read that one. So I'm backed into a corner. I think you better sing a song. Yep.
Do 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 do.
Yeah. Um, that was a short song.
I found my freedom on Blueberry Hill. On Blueberry Hill, I found my thrill.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Well,
This is
now, don't you go where the huskies go, and don't you eat that yellow snow.
the middle of summer, for God's sake. We're not doing any yellow snow this week. You know. Good heavens. Just because it's 71 degrees there doesn't mean you're shivering. Ah. God. Okay. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Only but a minute.
Jean found her thrills with Eugene and pills. Oh my God.
Wow. Ain't that something? Okay. This next piece.
Hey, Eugene, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Ooh.
Okay. This next piece that I'm going to put up.
Why, Eugenia? What makes you say that?
Yeah. Keep it up. I'll bump this piece I'm putting up to the end. This is called Eulogies Can Wait by Aaron Panther. Ah!
Oh, that sounds profoundly perfect.
Yeah. And I have an audio for this one. So here we go.
Eulogies Can Wait by Aaron Panther. Not in good conscience can I stand to see the light fade from my hand, to weigh life beneath unsteady feet, to lie still and accept death's deceit. No more treading softly over bloodied bone, time to turn against that grinding stone. And through whatever faith remains within, this deepening void will echo my chagrin. Sorrows, please, turn not favour, turn not soil. This heart won't be broken, nor will it recoil. These miles, these labours cannot be softened, until the falling of shadows find me so coffined. As light slowly pale and air finds melody, this soul will depart in graceful reverie. Yet until that moment fatefully arrives, nothing will darken this spirit that thrives. End poem.
Nice.
Great read, Aaron. Thank you very much for the SoundCloud. Very much appreciated. All right, Jeannie, you can comment first. So you can go ahead and type away.
You're right, exactly. This is a great piece. This first stanza, not in good conscience can I stand to see the light fade from my hand, to weigh life beneath unsteady feet, to lie still and accept death's deceit. You kind of grabbed the reader right from the beginning there. Oh, where are we going? And the second and third stanzas were good, but this last one, as light slowly pale and air finds melody, this soul will depart in graceful reverie. Yet until that moment fatefully arrives, nothing will darken the spirit that thrives. It's like, kind of, I don't know where this came from in my little feeble brain, but it's like, catch me if you can. I'm not ready to go, so you gotta find me, because I'm not ready yet. And I think that it was very well written. Aaron has a great way with his poetry. It's got enough rhyme to it. It says what it means to say. It's not, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He just tells it like it is, and I like that. So very well done, Aaron. Thanks for sharing with us. Great piece.
Yes. Kind of had me thinking of Shakespeare and Thomas. Shakespeare for the way it's drawn out in the language, and that note of Dylan Thomas, rage against the dying of the light. Do not go quiet into this good night, to that good night. That idea of, hey, you fight until there is nothing left in you, then you've given everything in the moment, and you have no regrets, no worry about when the time comes. So, cheers to that.
Yes.
And also hit with that note of eulogies can wait. What was it? Whitman. The news of my death had been greatly exaggerated.
There you go.
So, no, I'm not ready. Not yet. Go away.
Right? Right. He says this was inspired by The Man and the Echo by William Butler Yeats. Huh.
I haven't read that one.
Me neither. I just thought I'd share it because I read it down here. Yeah. And hang on, I'm not done yet. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. The comments get shorter and sweeter each week. Well, they're shorter. I don't know about sweeter. Okay. Who read the last one? You read
Aaron
that?
did.
Aaron read that. So I'll read this. Just making sure I know what I'm
Is
doing.
it the right one?
Kinda. I've kind of gone in the right direction. Oh, tell you, it's rough around here. Okay.
Oh,
This,
hell, I've been light. I've been nice.
you have been nice. I know you have. You've been very good tonight. You had a week off, for God's sake. You should be nice to me.
That's because I'm trying to figure out and mangle through this damn piece, this new imagery I've got to adjust to.
Oh, so you have to be busy like I'll have to talk to Kevin.
Yeah,
You're busy like that, not
if I
on
hit the
me.
button one too many times, then it disappears to something else. And oh, crap.
Yeah, right. I understand.
So I have figured out I can hit the back, then I have to refresh, and it takes me to the page that I'm supposed to be on. So that works. Then I have to refresh it in order to see what you just posted. I don't like that idea, but shit, I'll get
Well,
used to it.
as long as when you go back, you don't fall out of StreamYard, you're in good shape. Because if that
Well,
starts happening, you're
I'm
SOL.
staying away from that one for now because this one's a bitch enough.
Oh my God, I get it. I totally get it. Okay. This piece is called Banjo Picking Beneath the Dare of the Sun by Tam Ray. Games played in open spaces, hula hoops, hopscotch, three-legged races. Somebody said we're having fun while becoming lobsters under the sun. Let's put on our masks, ones who have such lovely smiles. I hope we can figure out a plan and can dance for 5 long miles. 1,000 eyes and are staring hard. You're scented in lilacs and playing a face card. And I'm just part of the charade trying to find another way. Entertainment for the masses, loop-de-doo, lads and lasses. Finding folly in the grind, the music makes a merry mind. Banjo picking, feet are kicking. For Kookaburra, time is ticking. Upon the stage is all the rage, 500 parts in 29 plays. Listen, listen, you will discover that the song that's found beyond the cage. The notes that dance in in springtime air. The beating drums beyond compare. The wind it turns another page. The sun it shines to choose the truth and the dare. End poem.
Great read there, Gene. Thank you very much. Kind
Those
of
are
walks on that note. The games people play, because that opening note about hula hoops, hopscotch, three-legged races, walks on what used to be the thing back in the day, with towns having parties and summer melees of fun and frolic. And you got the 1,000 eyes are staring hard, just scented in lilacs and playing the face card. And I'm just part of the charade trying to find another way. Entertainment for the masses, loop-de-doo, lads and lasses, finding folly in the grind. The music makes a merry mind. So, you look at that, 500 parts and 29 plays. So it does kind of walk on that note of how much is being shoveled in the note, and you're supposed to grasp on something and enjoy the moment, so to speak, because that idea of upon the stage is all the rage kind of walks that idea of, hey, everybody's getting their 15 minutes of fame. Hey, it might not be fun, it might not be good, but you deserve it anyway, so to speak.
right, right. I find something interesting down here in the author's note that says "Happy Birthday, JoJo." So I don't know if that's truth or not, but that's at the bottom. And she says it was inspired by this song by The National called "Once Upon a Poolside," which I'm not familiar with. So I kind of find that to be intriguing. Now I'm kind of curious what the song is. Um, yeah, I thought it had a lot of fun imagery in it, um, and nicely done and entertaining piece. Pen, it's kind of lighthearted, you know, with all these different games and fun imagery and what have you. I think it just kind of is upbeat. So I think it was just a great job by Pam. Um, yes, much enjoyed. So thank you, Pam, for sharing with us tonight. I don't know if it was really JoJo's birthday, but I guess it was.
It's for a contest.
What's that? Is that what it
He said it
was?
was for a birthday contest.
Oh, okay. See, I'm so slow. I don't even know these things. Um, but yeah, so it sounds like a lot of fun. The piece itself. Let's see where we're going to go next. Oh, yes. And this one is for you. And this piece is called Little One by Ravenous Pen. And give me a second and I'll put it up for you. And there you go, Rex, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Aha, there it is. Little One by Ravenous Pen. Hello, little one, sitting in that corner all alone, praying your whispered sobs don't make him come, thinking that his job was left undone. Hello, little one, the bruises come and go, the scars deepen and grow, but you're praying for lesser days of woe. Hello, little one, there's much worse yet to come. Home won't be home, finding peace is done. If you see chance to smile, grab a bundle of some. Hello, little one, I wish that I could say we are now okay, that somehow with all the hurt we found our way, that there wasn't even a harder day. Hello, little one, I don't know you anymore. We once were one, but we can't be like before. Now I see through a stained glass door. I remember you, though not as clear as I desire. I remember when Dad and the bullies cast stones of fire, with fists and words of ire that lit the flames of pyre. Cling to last summer with all your might. Remember the fireflies that Louisiana night, because for a while that'll be the brightest light. I wish that I could tell you something grand, like having a heart of hope isn't shifting sand that will soon slip through your trembling hands. This, I wish we had, I wish that we hadn't grown apart, that this was the end and not the start, that we wouldn't end up with a darkened heart. I wish that you would have had more reasons to smile, maybe even have fun more than every once in a while, that your thoughts wouldn't decay into something vile. I wish the anguish for you wasn't from the thought that I wish the anguish for you wasn't far from done, but I have to say goodbye like a setting sun. So be strong, don't cry. Goodbye, little one.
Ooh,
And poem.
wow. Hmm.
Yeah, that was a bit sadless.
Yeah. And this is a poem, and he says, talking to my younger self. That's, puts in a whole different perspective there. Um, you know, it's a sad piece. It's
Yes.
reflecting on some of the pains that I guess the writer had gone through. I found it interesting, how he started, "Hello, little one, sitting in that corner all alone, praying your whispered sobs don't make him come, thinking that his job was left undone." It's like, let me be quiet, let me be invisible. Let's not draw attention to, ourselves. Hello, little one, the bruises come and go, the scars deepen and grow, but you're praying for lesser days of woe. Yeah, this is very sad, and quite a painful piece. And then when he breaks out of the "hello, little one," the whole thing changes. I remember you, though not as clear as I desire. I remember when Dad and the boys cast stones of fire, with fists and words of ire that lit the flames of the pyre. It's like, that's almost a feeling of hopelessness there, not in that specific stanza, but in general, it kind of comes down to that, when dad and boys cast stones of fire. Now you're outnumbered, you know. Cling to last summer with all your might. Remember the fireflies of Louisiana night, because for a while that'll be the brightest light. Um, it's really sad, but wonderfully written and nicely expressed throughout. Even though it's that sad, it's not. eh, It doesn't have that sense of like pulling you down into a deep dark pit. You kind of read it and your heart just kind of breaks with the words and the thoughts. So wonderful job, Ravenous Pen. Just a really, really nicely expressed piece. Um, and thank you for sharing with us. I appreciate it.
Nice. I got to go with. I wish that we hadn't grown apart. That this was the end and not the start. That we wouldn't end up with a darkened heart. Um, there's a dual note in that. The idea of having to separate yourself because
Uh,
of how hard it was. Because normally you get to look back on childhood with some fond memories. There isn't any fondness that can be described in this at all. It's just pain and anguish.
right,
And the back end of this, I wish the anguish for you wasn't far from done, that I have to say goodbye like a setting sun. So be strong, don't cry. Goodbye, little one. It's a note to himself now that he needs to let that part go, lest it keeps haunting him in the moment and bringing him back to an atmosphere that is tragic and which would eventually probably destroy him if he kept dwelling in that atmosphere, or at least put him into a sphere that, hey, you walk that line, you walk more in danger in an adult line because then you tend to you don't think, you just do, and he needs to separate that so that goodbye, little one, is him telling the younger self that, hey, I got to put you to bed because I can't have you lingering. It's dangerous, and I can't live with that. I don't want to live with that either. So that don't cry is also a note to him as well. His self now. That idea of don't cry for what you're putting away because it needs to be put somewhere else, out of sight, out of mind, so to speak. At least for the most part.
right. Yeah, I hear you. And almost. No matter how hard I try, I just can't get ahead of my game here. Gosh. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was a good piece. Okay, let's see what kind of magic I got now. Okay. I got 4 more. Yeah, we're doing good. This next piece that I'm going to put up. Let's see what they're doing over here. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. They're over there having a conversation. I can't get into a whole conversation. I barely manage what I'm doing. Okay, this next piece is called In Love I Fell by Avara. And falling in love, a phrase so controversial that even the ones so in love are not okay with the word falling. So let me put it for you in a way that you'd wish to fall. For the one standing tall and mighty, meeting another soul so pure that you'd be ready to stumble and let go of your ground. To trust enough and altogether to let yourself be pushed and fall. Fall so the soul you met will catch you before you hit the ground. So let me ask you, would you like to rise in love or fall? You should consider your chances. It might just be anyone, and for the one for you. And telling you all this, I want you to know that you're the one for me. And yes, I let myself fall in love with you. I have fallen in order to rise again with you and touch the heights we never have. Look at the rainbow and stand under the same sky. Let the drops of the same rain touch your face and then mine. Let the air whisper the same melody in our ears. Let our feet dance to the same tune. Let nature guide us to stay together and strong, so that even if we fall, we won't get hurt. I'll put my hand under your head and you can put yours under mine. End poem.
Great read, Jean. Thank you very much. I like this. This is sweet and earnest. And that
Yeah,
note of where was it? Where was she? Did falling in love, a phrase not so controversial that even the ones so in love are not okay with the word falling. And then they continue. So now let me ask you: would you like to rise in love or fall? I
right,
thought that touching humor was perfect right there.
right,
And then you should consider your chances. I might just be anyone or the one for you. And telling you all this, I want you to know that you're the one for me. And yes, I let myself fall in love with you. I have fallen in order to rise again with you and touch the heights we never have. Look at the rainbow and stand under the same sky. Let the drops of the same rain touch your face and then mine. Nice.
right. Yeah, I thought this was a nice piece. I really did. Good lines throughout, and I thought it was well done. And I picked it up a little above where you started. Meeting another soul so pure that you'd be ready to stumble, to let go of your ground, to trust enough and altogether to let yourself be pushed and fall. Fall so the soul you met will catch you before you hit the ground. So now let me ask you, would you like to rise in love or fall? I don't know. There's a lot of neat lines in this. And you get down towards the end and she has a whole slew of them in a row. Um, I have fallen in order to rise again with you and touch the heights we never have. Look at the rainbow and stand under the same sky. Let the drops of the same rain touch your face and then mine. Let the air whisper the same melody in our ears. Let our feet dance to the same tune. Let nature guide us to stay together and strong, so that even if we fall, we won't get hurt. I'll put my hand under your head, and you can put yours under mine. I don't know. There's something about it. It's a sweet poem. It's got some nice lines and some nice sentiments throughout. So I like it. I like it. Nice job, Ivara, and thank you for sharing with us. Um, okay. Well, I must be in a quick typing mode tonight or something.
You're getting used to it.
No, I'll never get used to it. All these years, and I still haven't gotten used to it, Rex. I don't think that's going to change. Ah, okay, so let me go back. Okay, and here we go. This next piece is by Jody Melton, and this is called, if I can find that button, Tears of Ink by Jody Melton. So, Rex, whenever you're ready, it is up.
Oh, I see. Of course, it didn't come through.
Of course not.
Ah, there it is. Tears of Ink by Jody Melton. There are tears my eyes surrender, and then there are the darker kind, the ones that never find a cheek, choosing instead to fall through my trembling fingers, staining the waiting pages. Mine have forgotten how to be water. Somewhere between loving too deeply and surviving too long, they learned the language of ink, black as ravens gathering on the telephone wires of all my abandoned yesterdays. Every sentence is another wound remembering the shape of the knife. Every comma a breath I almost couldn't keep. Every period a tiny gravestone marking another version of myself that never made it home. People tell me my words are beautiful. If only they knew beauty is sometimes just suffering that finally found good handwriting. These pages have carried me when my own legs surrendered, held my secrets with gentler hands than most people ever could. They have listened without interruption, without advice, without asking me to smile before I was ready. I have bled entire oceans without leaving a single scar any doctor could stitch. The proof exists only here, where every line curls like smoke from a house that once burned with someone's forever. Perhaps that's all poetry has ever been. Tears refusing to evaporate, grief given an alphabet, longing learning rhythm, hope wearing a coat stitched together from yesterday's ruins. So when I am gone, do not search the rivers for the salt I cried. Open the notebook instead. Run your fingertips across the faded letters as though they were braille written by a lonely soul trying to teach the world the shape of an invisible ache. For every poem I ever wrote was simply another tear of ink, still falling long after my heart that filled the pen had finally grown quiet, trusting the pages to remember what my eyes could no longer bear to hold. End poem. Yeah.
Makes me almost feel guilty for saying how beautiful his poetry is. Gee, go ahead, Jody, call me out. Uh, I, but whenever I say that Jody's poetry is wonderful, you can always sense that there's something more behind it. There's no way anybody could write the way he does without having that in his inner well. You know what I mean? Like I always
Yep.
say, we all have a well we draw from, and what's in there is what we kind of feed off of. Um, but it almost made me feel guilty. People tell me my words are beautiful. If only they knew beauty is sometimes just suffering that finally found good handwriting. Um, I was like, oh, yeah. I almost wanted to apologize right there. But I picked, I really, there's so much of this that I really did like. He does have a wonderful, wonderful way of writing and expressing himself. And that is without change or second thoughts. I mean, um, let me see. These pages have carried me when my own legs surrendered, held my secrets with gentler hands than most people ever could. They have listened without interruption, without advice, without asking me to smile before I was ready. I have bled entire oceans without leaving a single scar any doctor could stitch. The proof exists only here, where every line curls like smoke from a house that once burned with someone's forever. Um, I mean, just he has such a great way of expressing himself, always and all the way through. Um, you know, where is this? So when I'm gone, do not search the rivers for the salt I cried. Open the notebook instead. Run your fingers across the faded letters as though they were braille, written by a lonely soul trying to teach the world the shape of an invisible ache. For every poem I ever wrote was simply another tear of ink, still falling long after my heart that filled the pen had finally grown quiet, trusting the pages to remember what my eyes could no longer bear to hold. Wow. It's just incredible piece, Jody. I'm going to say beautifully written, but trust me, I get the underside of that always. Yeah, great lines, great. It was so well expressed, and an excellent job. So thank you for sharing as always. Hmm.
Nice. I think that now tears of ink are representative because you draw on what sparks the imagination in the moment. And so a lot of times you draw on your own life, and it hits on that because you could also hit on that idea of blood being that ink as well, because he hits on where every sentence is another wound, remembering the shape of the knife. Every comma, a breath I almost couldn't keep. Every period, a tiny gravestone marking another version of myself that never made it home. And and I like this one. If only they knew, beauty is sometimes just suffering that finally found good handwriting. So
Right.
all this points on that note of not just tears being the ink to spill, but how the mind works and how you voice that which comes forth in the moment. It's all that idea of corresponding notes of self and life that walk within the shadows that finally creep to the forefront, and because of that, all of a sudden you've got the wherewithal to offer up notes like this, which draws on how people write. Even infinite, these pages have carried me when my own legs surrendered, held my secrets with gentle hands that most people ever could. They have listened without interruption, without advice, without asking me to smile before I was ready. Also, great notes to how people bleed in the moment too. Because it isn't just about the tears or the thought of the tears being the ink. It could be the blood out, like I said, and it could be just the heart pouring out a notion that needed to be excised in the moment. And to do that, sometimes you got to dig a little into the darker sphere to bite into that note of what you really think. But this still comes down to that idea of how we parse together thoughts to express ourselves in the moment. So cheers, Jody.
Yes, sir, Bub. Okay. Now the next piece I'm going to put up is called "What Was the Question" by Vizago, and I'm going to give this one a read. They ask, "So, what do you think?" I smile. Well, it's a bit like, "Yes, exactly." No, not exactly. I was still choosing the road, but they were already at the destination, a destination I wasn't going to. So I try again. No, what I meant was, of course, because, and off they go, building castles out of words. I never said, meanwhile. I'm still standing back where the question began. I think I lost it somewhere, between the moon, a detour to Jupiter, a landing on Pluto, and a quick stop at Disneyland. By the time I get back, they're already answering the question they think they asked. And I'm still wondering, what was I saying? What was the question? End poem. Mm,
I like that.
yeah,
It goes to that note of someone who wants to talk to you about something and get your opinion, but they've already formed their opinion, so they're answering their own question because they
right,
didn't really need you to answer it in the moment. All they wanted you to do was actually listen to them. So you get that idea. You're offering up something quick in the moment, yet you're cut off, and you're left. What the hell am I being asked for? Why?
yeah, right,
If you just needed a sounding board, you should have said so. I would have
right,
completely understood that and sat here quietly.
right. Oh, I agree with you 100% on that. Someone asks you a question, asks you for your opinion, and before you can get a word out of your mouth, they're already doing what it is they thought they should do in the first place. And as you said, this sounds more like a sounding board than it does, someone they wanted to speak to. Um, you know, big difference there. But I thought this was clever the way that he wrote it. Um, I'm still standing back where the question began. I think I lost
Yeah.
it somewhere between the moon, a detour to Jupiter, a landing on Pluto, and a quick stop at Disneyland. By the time I get back, they're already answering the question they think they asked. And I'm still wondering, what was I saying? Yeah, it's like just that lost in this conversation that isn't really happening. It's just
I'm confused. Can we start again?
right, right. There's a nice bit of humor in this. Um, yeah, so great job, Vizago. Well done. And almost. Okay. Almost, almost, almost. I'm getting there.
That's all right.
I'm slow, but I'm getting there. Slow and steady wins the race, they say. I should have a lot
Yeah,
of gold medals.
just turtling up the road.
Yep, turtling up the road. You got it. Okay, now this is our last piece for tonight. So see you a few nights of overtime, and we get to leave early
Huh.
tonight. This one is called. Well, I don't know what it's called. Hang on, let me put it over here. Twilight of Life 50 Years from Now by Yumpy. And whenever you're ready, Rex.
Okay. There it is. Twilight of Life 50 Years from Now by Yumpy. I wake up at 10:42 a.m. A rebellious act in the retirement dome where all the others rise at 6 to stretch their titanium hips. My robot Susan brews chicory-laced coffee and reminds me that I've now lived through 12 plagues, 4 reality collapses, and a surprise Taylor Swift presidency. I cringe. I've made peace with the chaos, I think. But now, I've written 17 books. Only 2 were bestsellers. One was banned, one was adapted into a cooking show. I own a small vineyard on a floating island where grapes grow with the mood of the soil. It's very moody. I've learned patience, mostly from goats. I own 3, all named Phil. I've loved deeply, lost beautifully, and found myself at least 4 times in places I didn't expect. A Buddhist retreat in Iceland, a karaoke bar in Tokyo, the middle of a desert storm in Morocco, and aisle 9 at a French grocery store by the pickles. Existential crisis averted by Dijon. I've grown softer, kinder, weirder. I laugh more than I ache. I no longer chase being right, just real. And I wear sweatpants all the time because no one can stop me now. Sometimes, at twilight, I sit on the porch of memory and talk to those who've gone ahead. You're there, laughing, probably judging my taste in wine. I raise a glass to you and to this strange, exquisite life we both weave stories of.
Hmm,
And poem.
nice piece. Good job, Joe. Good job. Um, I got chuckling um, right at the beginning, like in that first stanza. Twilight of my life, 50 years from now. I wake at 10:42 a.m. A rebellious act in the retirement dome where all others rise at 6 to stretch their titanium hips. My robot Susan brews chicory-laced coffee and reminds me that I've now lived through 12 plagues, 4 reality collapses, and a surprise Taylor Swift presidency. I cringe. I've made peace with the chaos, I think. Yeah, I was like, okay. In comes the robot. We have a retirement dome. Yeah, and he's the rebellious one at 10:42 a.m. Yep, I can relate to that. Um, by now, I've written 17 books. Only 2 were bestsellers. One was banned. One was adapted into a cooking show. I own a small vineyard on a floating island where grapes grow in the mood of the soil. It's very moody. Uh, I've learned patience mostly from goats. I own 3, all named Phil. I kind of stepped back on that for a second and kind of went, uh huh, uh huh. I don't know. The jury's still out on the intent there. I don't really know. Something makes me wonder. Wouldn't you wonder, Rex, if that was you?
Oh, I
I mean,
did that, but I also thought of um,
Dr.
the men
Phil?
who stare at goats.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. But I have to say, as soon as it said they were all named Phil, I was like, now, wait a minute. Couldn't you have named them, like, I don't know, anything else? But it's okay. It's okay. I'm good. But there's a lot of funny lines in this. I just found that exceptionally funny. Um, but yeah, it was a clever piece. It really was. It was lots of fun. Um, I mean, sometimes at twilight I sit on the porch of memory and talk to those who've gone ahead. You're there, laughing, probably judging my taste in wine. I raise a glass to you and to this strange, exquisite life we've both weaved stories of. I like that ending on it. I thought it was pretty good. So nicely done, Yumpy, and much appreciated. Uh, great share. Great share.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. I like that note with the goats. I thought that was funny. Also, this next one. I've loved deeply, lost beautifully, and found myself at least 4 times in places I didn't expect. A Buddhist retreat in Iceland. Well, that's kind of an oddball note.
Right?
Karaoke bar in Tokyo, okay. Middle of a desert storm in Morocco, okay. And this one, and aisle
What?
9 of a French grocery store by the pickles. Existential crisis averted by Dijon. It had me thinking of someone pulling up to a Rolls Royce and rolling down the window. Do you have any grapefruit pond?
Uh, yep. Yep. Oh, that's
Uh, and this one was kind of funny. I've grown softer, kind of weirder. I laugh more than I ache. I no longer chase being right, just real. And I wear sweatpants all the time because no one can stop me now.
yep.
It kind of hits that note of because he does walk up. What was it? Right? Oh yeah, a rebellious act in the retirement dome where all the others rise at 6 to stretch their titanium hips.
Yep.
My robot Susan brews chicory lace coffee. Oh, that can't taste good. And
Yep.
reminds me that I've now lived through 12 plagues, 4 reality claps, and a surprise Taylor Swift residency. Oh, shit.
Yep.
Hey, that sounds like a dream that could be the next Holocaust.
Ah,
Oh, but I do like banks. Sometimes at twilight, I sit on the porch in memory and talk to those who've gone ahead. You're there, laughing, probably judging my taste in wine, especially that wine that's moody.
right.
I raise a glass to you and this strange, exquisite life we both weave stories of. Ah,
Oh my gosh.
kind of stepped in the twilight of life. Kind of maybe it's the twilight zone of life.
Ah,
Where
maybe.
everything's screwed up at 50 years from now.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I remember when. Nah,
Right?
that wasn't how it was.
Ah. Yeah, well, it's never how it was. Depends on who you ask.
Oh my God.
That was pretty good. But I still want to know about them goats. Yumpy, you and I got to talk.
Well, I tell you, it had me thinking of that movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Well, yeah, it's in my face. I went,
And if
shut
I
up.
remember correctly, that's all about remote viewing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I
So
don't know.
maybe he's been to all these places because he's remote viewed himself there.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know, Yumpy. You and I still need to talk about that. I'm telling you. Something just didn't feel right about that, you know? Oh, my goodness. Well, I think that concludes our board unless somebody slipped one in. Let me just hit refresh real quick. Oh, we do have one more. Well, how about that? Good thing I did that. And Rex, I'm going to have to get you to read this one
Uh-oh.
because this is called Poison of Death. Hang on. I got to go over to the board here. Poison of Death by Lorianne Montagna. So whenever you are ready.
All right, where are you? Come on. Ah, there it is.
There it is. Right there.
Poison of Death by Loriant Montana. If you are truly curious to know what is inside this mere bottle, then be extremely wary about the many unknown possibilities lurking within the vapors of the twirling mass of bright turquoise, for this beautiful color is only an alluring disguise of deception. Its alabaster glow reflects the shade of moonlight and voices, surrounded by viscous cobwebs and the grim shadow of darkness, as the hour of midnight approaches with a certain premonition to unfold the time when the ominous ones awake from their placid slumber. What lies inside this concoction is not for the foolish namby-pambies. Its ingredients are not that of a wine, but a deadly cocktail of hallucinations, racking and sucking the thoughts of your little brain, thus discomposed, till you have reached the psychedelic world of the whirlpool of demons. As you open the If you open the bottle of your absolute discretion and intrigue, know that you will be consumed by the fatal screams of madness and the effects of the drowning drops of a liquid suffocation, a horrendous precursor to the inevitable end of your mortality. Drink if you wish to travel beyond the darkest realm of known reality and escape the obsidian shadow covering the dreary night of dread. But I warn you again about the horrifying outcome and torment. If you are bold enough to open the bottle, then be prepared for the worst. Do not look into those somber eyes of the fiend. He will seduce you to an internal horror, a terror that has no mercy nor surcease, where you drown inside the poison of death. Can you hear his voice? Drink, drink.
Mm. You got even had to throw in Frank's laugh at the end. Woo! Um, wow, what a great piece. As with Frank, he does nice dark pieces. This I found to be very haunting. Um, Let me see if I can find where I want it to be. Uh, nope, that's not it.
I like that
Oh,
note. Not for the foolish namby-pamby. Be prepared.
mm,
A deadly
right.
cocktail of hallucinations, racking and sucking the thoughts of little brain thus decomposed.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stanzas in this. I was trying to pick up on the first one. I had this mentioned the poison, but what lies inside this concoction is not for the foolish namby-pambies. Its ingredients are not that of wine, but a deadly cocktail of hallucinations, racking and sucking the thoughts of your little brain, thus discomposed, till you have reached the psychedelic world of the whirlpool of demonness. If you open the bottle at your absolute discretion and intrigue, know that you will be consumed by the fatal screams of madness and the effects of the drowning drops of a liquid suffocation, a horrendous precursor to the inevitable end to your mortality. Drink if you wish to travel beyond the darkest realm. Wow, these are great lines. Well done, Frank. Well done. Um, clever piece. Well written. Makes you stop and think twice. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. So great lines all the way through. Absolutely. That's good. I'm glad
You
I
know what?
found
This could walk on that note of uh, those who turn to liquid. The idea of drinking, poison of death. Eventually, you drink enough, it can kill you. So, walks on that idea of drink, drink on the back end. Can you hear the voice? Drink, drink. That's the bottle calling to you. The idea of you've cursed yourself. Uh, if you don't drink, then you tend to run into the idea of delirium tremens. So you get that sort of hallucinations. You get that bite of the want and the crave, the need, and uh, and like it says, it's not for the namby-pambies. This is for you hardcore alcoholics. It may be
that.
your last one, but you'll enjoy it going out as it drags you down to hell.
Right, right. I don't know. Rex is talking about deadly cocktail of hallucinations. Sounds like more like mushroom tea to me. Just saying, you know what I'm talking about. I
Yeah,
just, I just,
maybe it's loaded with a little bit of devil's breath.
maybe, never know, never know. But a great job by Frank, and thank you for sharing with us, Frank. Much appreciate that. Um, Absolutely. Well, everybody, it was a great night. Lots of good poetry, exceptional pieces, and some fun rolled into it. I liked it. I hope everybody had a good time. Just, I appreciate everybody. What did he say? Oh gosh, I changed his jeans to fill my eyes. Film, fill my ears. Yeah, fill my eyes has changed to fill my ears. Uh, no, so it was fun, everybody. Thanks for joining us, fellas. It's always good to have you in the crowd. Yumpy, Aaron, JoJo. Thanks to all who listened over on YouTube. Um, you know, it's always fun. Rex, it is good to have you back. I'm glad everything's well. I'm glad your temperature finally broke that high stride, and hopefully you have a couple more nice days. Maybe the rain will stop, and you get to
Oh, the
kick.
rain's already stopped.
Oh, has it? Good.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays cool then. And yeah, so thanks for co-hosting with me as always. And whew, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, boy. It's a good thing it's the end of the show. That was my first yawn. I hope everybody has a great night and a great week ahead of you. Don't forget to join Gray Eyes Smith tomorrow night for Bad Company. And yeah, so that's about it. And y'all take care and have a good one. Thanks, Rex.
Good night, gang.
Stay
Thank
out,
you.
stay out of trouble. Remember, the rabbit's on the dog pile tonight. Ha ha.
Yep.
Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Night, night. Night, Jojo.
Night, guys.